Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Biruni in India, chapter 68. Before going into this video, please like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Now we are going to see the 68th chapter from Biruni in India. The title of the chapter is On What is Allowed and Forbidden in Eating and Drinking. Here we find that in India also, just like how killing is forbidden for Christians and Manichaeans, same thing was there in India, but people had a desire to have meat. They loved it. And so they did not follow these rules, but Brahmins, they held their religion and they felt that they are the guardians of the religion, and so if something is said it is not for you, they will follow it, they'll give up all their lust. And the same rule also applies to those members of the Christian clergy who are in very high ranks like bishop, the metropolitans, the Catholic, the patriarchs, but the lower grades like presbyters and deacons, except if they are holding a position which is somewhat equal to a monk, they will give in to their lust. Others were very strictly following because they felt that what is said in their religion should be followed by them. And when we see the list of animals which was allowed to eat lawfully and unlawfully, we should understand that it is allowed to kill animals by means of strangulation, that is by choking them. But only certain animals were in this list. And the meat of such animals also should not be eaten if that animal dies in a sudden death. And animals which are allowed to kill were sheep, goats, gazelles. Gazelles is a type of a deer. Hares, that is rabbits, rhinoceros, buffaloes, fish, water and land birds like sparrows, ringdoves, francolins, doves, peacocks, and other animals which are not liked by man, like they will not grow it as a pet, or noxious. Noxious means which can cause some harm to them. But they were not allowed to eat cows, horses, mules, asses, camels, elephants, tame poultry. That is, if you are going to grow that bird, like can be a hen or a duck, then it is not allowed because it is under you, like you are growing it, so it's not correct. Crows, parrots, nightingales, and all kinds of eggs and wine. But wine alone is allowed for sutras, he can drink it, but these sutras also should not sell wine. At the same time, they should not sell meat also. And why cow's meat is forbidden to eat is, there are two types of stories. One is, it is said that before Bharata, everyone were eating meat of the cow, because at that time they were sacrificing cow, that is they'll kill the cow as a sacrifice to God, and therefore after killing it they used to have it. But later on man started becoming weak, and they were all too weak to fulfill their duties, and even Veda, which was originally only one, in order to help man to study it, it was divided into four parts, it was simplified, and therefore it is said that the meat of the cow is not an elevating, and it was also a less strict measure, but on the contrary it is more severe and more restrictive than the former law. And this is one story. Because man became weak, he started thinking that having cows and sacrificing cows also is too much for him, so it was stopped. Another story says that Brahmins used to suffer after eating the cow's meat, because India is a hot country and the internal parts of the bodies are cold, and therefore they were very weak and it was very difficult for them to digest it. And generally after eating we have betel leaves after dinner, and by chewing the betel nut it will help in the digestion. But thing is, cow's meat was forbidden because it was very like it was upsetting them. And here he says, I for my part am uncertain and hesitate in the question of the origin of this custom between two different views. He says, since I received two different views, it is given in the Lacuna manuscript. I don't know what is the truth, but I heard these two views. I am giving it to you people. And he says it is also having an economical reason, because cow is an animal which serves man. it carries his load, it helps him in agriculture by ploughing and sowing, and also for household it gives milk. And from milk we make different products like ghee and curd and all that. And man also uses the cow dung, and in winter time even its breath is useful to man. And maybe that is one reason why they said we should not eat cow's meat, as how Allah forbade the Muslims who came and complained to him that Babylonia became more and more desert. So he said all these are forbidden to eat. And about the philosophical point of view, that all things are equal, he says that I read in an Indian book that all things are one, and whether it is allowed or forbidden, it is equal. And they differ only in weakness and power. That is, the wolf has the power to tear the sheep, and therefore the sheep will become wolf's food. Because the former cannot oppose the latter and is his prey. Because the sheep cannot fight with a wolf, and therefore it becomes its food. And he says that I have found in Hindu books passages which are equally having the same message. But the intelligent man, through his knowledge, thinks that Brahmin and Kandela are equal to him. And if he is in this state, then all things should be equal to him, and therefore he must keep away from all of them. And it is the same whether they are allowed to for him to eat. He can use it, but at the same time, if it is forbidden, and if he does not desire them, like it is already forbidden, and he also doesn't want to eat it, means he can keep away from those. But at the same time, if it is not allowed but he wants it, then we call him ignorant, because he wants to have it. So no law or anything can stop that man when he wants to have it. But people have erected a wall between these two things. It is allowed, it is forbidden. That is how the food structure, particularly when it comes to meat, is framed in India. This is what he says in chapter 68. If you have anything more to add on, please write it in the comment box. It will be useful to others. Thank you.